Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane says that she will not be opposing the South African Reserve Bank's application to overturn her findings that the mandate of the bank must be changed. In a report on the Bankcorp bailout, she recommended that the inflation targeting mandate of the bank must be changed. The Reserve Bank then announced that it was going to go to court to review that finding. For more on this developing story, we're now joined on the line by the Public Protector's spokesperson, Mkhwebane. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. For many of us, this is quite a dramatic turn of events. What informed the Public Protector to change her mind on this issue?
Having considered legal advice from senior counsel, which the Public Protector accepted, she opted not to persist with the opposition. Yeah. Or the decision was informed by considerations of law and, among other reasons, the realization that the whole issue is diverting the core issue, what the remedial action was about. As you would understand that the review, the remedial action was relating to the finding of the amount to the tune of 1.25 billion by ABSA.
All right, so let's take it a step back. You know, when the Public Protector comes up with recommendations and remedial action, A, she's an advocate herself, so she's very learned with the law, and B, I would imagine she works with a team of lawyers who are also learned in the law, and 3, that she would even take further legal advice. Why now and not before she's even written the report?
She had considered that, but I guess it's the whole issue of interpretation, because if you look at what Parliament's mandate is and how the whole the whole thing of the CX report was misunderstood, she had never intended to meddle with either the mandate of Parliament or either the Reserve Bank. However, she was just saying broaden it.
But in the interim, but Ms. Mkhwebane,
in the manner in which the report came out, it seemed to have created such.
Ms. Mkhwebane, she's had plenty of opportunities since the issuance of the report and the reaction that came with it to have cleared this up. But it's almost at the 11th hour, after more and more people are piling into opposing her findings, that she's changing her mind.
No, we had given clarity, if you remember, in terms of the remedial actions as to what they meant, because she was then saying this is what it means, the parliamentary process and all of that. But looking at the issues of the law, and by then she had not had any answering affidavit from anybody, and looking at the answering affidavit from Parliament and the Reserve Bank, she then had to take those issues into consideration.
But it seems to even lay people, it's quite clear that she can't tell Parliament what to do. And yet this is what the remedial action was suggesting.
I don't think she was telling Parliament what to do. She was merely recommending to Parliament, and that is why at the end of the day she had to concede that maybe at the end of the day, based on legal advice and what came out, as you would see in her responding affidavit, this is what it turns out to be.
So the taxpayers are busy sitting there thinking she has to pay the cost for this, right? And we are actually going to have to pay for it as taxpayers. Had she taken the right advice initially, we wouldn't even be here.
She had taken the right advice. I don't think the right advice had been incorrect in the beginning, and that is why the whole point was just clarifying. So the issue here was that one wants to make it clear, it's not as if the advice was not correct. But it's different when you don't have the papers on the issues of what people are arguing about to say, look, this is how we feel. And as you would understand, that is why there's always things that have to go to review. So it's not as if she did not apply her mind when she was making a decision. Because at the end of the day, this decision was taken based on the CX report to recover public funds from ABSA.
All right, we'll talk about the CX report just now, but I guess what I'm asking is the advice that she got before different to the advice that she got now?
I think the advice that she got before is not as if it's different. This is all a matter of interpretation.
All right. So this CX report, even the finance minister saying this is not the way to go. Is that something that she's going to apply her mind to as well?
She will be opposing the ABSA one, and she will also be opposing the Minister of Finance. However, the only thing that she's not opposing is Parliament and the Reserve Bank.
What I'm asking is, do you think that she might get more legal advice? Because, there was a judge before that found that ABSA didn't owe any money. Finance Minister seems to be concurring with that view. And so there's more and more people that are suggesting that she may be wrong with this particular finding. Might she apply her mind again over this one?
She has applied her mind, as you would have seen in her answering affidavit, because at the end of the day, nowhere does it not say that ABSA, in receiving the money, did not get an illegal gift. So this is the issue where she was focusing on. The fact that other people came out with a different outcome does not mean that at the end of the day, the investigation that was conducted by the public protector, which had a major motivation on the lifeboat, which was received by ABSA to run the banks, she then felt that, look, there is a plausible, legitimate thing that I've made in my findings.
Is the public protector just trying to save face? Because she would have been asked some very difficult questions in court over this issue, one of which would have been, how did she come to that decision in the first place?
The public protector doesn't have to save face. As you would know that her remedial actions are binding. So she's not saving face, but she has to take consideration that the issues depend on the law. So, as you would know, that's why there's a lower court and there's a higher court. You might sit with 10 lawyers in the room and they might come with different interpretations. And that's why she was saying she's always been consistent that she is welcoming people who will take her own review and people could ventilate on the issue. But it doesn't mean that the facts that she had before her were incorrect and the decision that she took based on those facts was incorrect.
Are you concerned that her credibility might be brought into question over this matter?
There's no reason that her credibility should be brought into question if one gets to understand what the public protector is trying to, what she means when she was making those remedial actions. And as I say, everybody is subject to their views, is subject to their interpretations. We've been getting a number of people saying, well, this is the way to go. The issue that the public protector was looking at was basically on the socio-economic objectives of the country and how you're going to ensure that you're promoting full employment and job creation in order to be able to balance the economy so that at the end of the day, in other countries, it has been done before, so where in the Reserve Bank mandate does not only focus on inflation targeting, but it also focuses on the currency stability and ensures it takes the broader socio-economic objectives of that country.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, but I'm sure this is an issue that will resonate with a few people over the next day or so. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Musana, for sharing your thoughts with us. That was the spokesperson for the Public Protector, Cleopatra Musana, saying that the Public Protector has taken legal advice and is decided not to oppose the South African Reserve Bank's review application on her findings over their mandate in terms of what they do in terms of protecting the currency and targeting inflation. All right, let's move on. The National Prosecuting Authority says that computers stolen from its offices this week contain sensitive information. The NPA was, however, reluctant to divulge the kind of information that was stolen, but did confirm that the laptops belonged to two senior prosecutors.
Police reacting on another break-in at a national key point. This time, the NPA offices in Church Square, Pretoria. Two laptops with crucial information taken. An inside job cannot be ruled out.
We are following all the leads which were conducted during the scene investigation, and we believe we will be tracing the suspect, and we are on the right track.
The prosecuting body says it does not want to sensationalize the crimes.
I can assure you that no dog heads whatsoever were taken, and the DPP in Pretoria, all the DPP officers in fact, they handle high profile cases, your cases like murder, robbery, organized crime. But at this stage we do not want to engage as to what cases those prosecutors were handling.
The NPA says it is confident that the burglary will certainly not affect nor compromise its services to the public, and is planning to tighten security at its various offices such as this one. The prosecuting authority has also expressed concern over the spate of burglaries at the various state institutions, saying it might not be a coincidence. The break-in comes less than a week after computers were stolen from the head offices of the police's Priority Crime Investigation Unit, the Hawks. Earlier this year, the offices of the Chief Justice was burglared. The post office was also targeted.
We don't link these cases together, but we will be investigating them independently. We believe the team which are set out, they are following all the leads, and those who have committed these crimes, they must know that the police are on their feet, and sooner or later they will be arrested.
Meanwhile, the DA plans to stage a picket outside the offices of the NPA in Silverton. They want to pressurize authorities to act on these crimes. Patricia Fasagi, SABC News in Pretoria.